Hi everybody. I'm at my mom's house in Lauderhill. Look at this beautiful scenery. Isn't that nice? Wearing again my Delta sweatshirt. So I want to start today's vlog about my journey to becoming an anesthesiologist assistant by telling you when I first started, I was really thinking more along the lines of becoming a nurse. And then I thought about how I could better serve my current business if I were a PA, because I could do so much more when I can write prescriptions and things like that and learn more about the body and but neither of the two really seemed like they would be enough. They just didn't. And one day I was talking to these two nurses, this man and wife that lived beneath me in this old house I lived in Springfield. It's a downtown area of Jacksonville. And their names were Chris and Jeannie Intellect. They were traveling nurses who had been in the military. And so, as my story goes, I was telling them what I wanted to do and sharing, all of my thoughts and how it could work in my business and blah, blah, blah. And they said, "Well, Kobe, we've had enough time talking to you. We know you're smarter than that. You should look into anesthesiology. There's this other physician's assistant role called anesthesiologist assistant. And they're PAs, but just for anesthesia." Right away, I thought, that sounds very interesting. I already had a traumatic situation in my life, and it had something to do with anesthesia. So what didn't happen to me, it happened to my girlfriend. She was very tall, and before she had surgery, voiced concerns about, the trouble she has coming out of anesthesia. So anyway, getting to the story. Here I am today, and you all have been watching me. But I gotta say thank you for all of the encouragement and introducing me to the field of anesthesiology, period. To Chris and Jeannie Intellect. Thank you so much, the two of you. They're such a beautiful couple too. So, and well-accomplished nurses at that. So, anyway, I came here for my interview, and I was well prepped, and I felt like I knocked my interview out of the park. That's how I felt, and I couldn't know for sure. Everything weighed on how Professor Leclerc felt, about my interview and my application and all that kind of stuff. We had one-on-one interviews, and sitting across from him really felt like this is where I needed to be. And I bet he's a really tough but knowledgeable professor, and I'm going to learn a lot from him. And I looked forward. When I left his office, I felt like I'll see him again. And so I hadn't heard anything, and then I woke up like 3 o'clock one morning, and there was an email, and it was from Professor Leclerc, like after I had my interview the next morning, I sent a follow-up email. Don't forget to do that. That's really, really important. Send a follow-up email saying thank you and so happy to meet you. And at the end, I said I look forward to hearing back from you. So then Professor Leclerc responded, and he asked a couple questions. I answered them. I thought I was too wordy, and at that point, this is in my hand. I know I'm in his mind, and I got to go from here. But I'm very talkative, and I'm sure you guys can see that it's 5 minutes and 49 seconds in right now, and I haven't gotten to the point that I know everybody's waiting on, and I'm waiting on it too. So I thought I was too wordy. I just did, and I blew it. So I sent a follow-up email, and his response, I looked all day for a response, and I was sitting with my sister-in-law at Bahama Breeze. And I was telling, my brother came up too, and so I was telling them both, I hadn't heard from him, and I think I really blew it that morning. Because you got to give it your all. Every time you speak to him, you got to get it right. It's what it feels like. That may not be how they feel, because they're human too, right? But it feels like you got to get it right. Your communication better be on point. So I said I hadn't heard from him, and let me just check for the 30th time that day. And I opened my email, and I read it, but I had a margarita, so I wasn't sure. I'm a light, so half a glass is all it takes. And I wasn't sure if I was reading it right. But I was. I was reading it right. Professor Leclerc responded to my email with 2 sentences. So I see! ! And welcome to the class of 2024. Welcome to the class of 2024. I got in. I'm not supposed to cry on these damn videos. Okay, so I got in. And it took me all day to respond with the exception. It took me on until 1 o'clock this morning. I typed a thank you about 10 different ways. And I finally called my sister for help. And she said, you talk too much. I talk too much. Wait, back out all of that. Take that out. And in the end, it said what I needed it to say. And that was thank you, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. And that's you. Dressed and ready to go. Ready to prove statistics wrong. Ready to change the trajectory of my life. Ready to help people. Ready to be a vital part of a healthcare team. ready to do what I feel like I was made to do. I've been happy many years with my business. I have been, and I'm gonna miss my clients. But this one I gotta do for me. I made it in. I made it in. Y'all know my dance, right? I made it in. 49 years old, going to medical school, and I got in on the first try to the most difficult campus to get in. I didn't have perfect odds. You don't need perfect odds. You don't need perfect odds. So my story is still going. Classes start the 4th week of May. So already I've been doing some research. I gotta turn down my business, turn down my home. I have a lot to do. I have to find somewhere here, and it is so expensive. One of the students, he was the student liaison, I suppose, and a student ambassador. His place is a 1-1. It's $1,700 a month. And I've been looking at places. I found this one place was just like $1,200 in Fort Lauderdale, but they wanted over $4,000 to move in the hood, deep in the hood. I'll get it. It's what I want to do. It's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to have so much fun. So much fun. But Lord, let me find a very nice place to live while I'm doing this and having fun. I look forward to posting my next video to update you on how my move is going and how I'm coping and help you cope. You don't have to be perfect. Let me go a little further and tell you something. I was there early, just like I said I would be. But I was in the wrong place. But I was there early enough to get to the right place on time. But the thing is, everybody else was early. So the conversation was going on without me. And I explained what happened. And the student ambassador said, hey, it happened to me. I had to run across the campus in my suit and tie and dress shoes. And I said, no way I'm getting in. But there he was, telling us about his experience and showing us how to intubate. Isn't that big? If this can happen for me, and I know you've heard it so many times and it's so cliche, but it just happened to me and you watched it, it can happen for you. Just watch it. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for continuing to support me past this point. Thank you, God. I'm appreciative to you, universe. Peace.